It's July 11th and it is Crosley Virtual Show Day. I'm Park Hutter. I'm taking part in the virtual field show today. I've got my 1948 Crosley named Olie out and about here in La Crosse, Wisconsin. We're famous for our bluffs along the Mississippi River, and that in the background there is Miller's Bluff. Just one of the many beautiful natural landmarks around this area. I'm also here in front of the train company world headquarters, famous for their heating and air conditioning systems. Nothing can stop a train. I wish the same thing could be said about Crosleys, but with a little tinkering they'll always get going again. Olie here is a 1948 Crosley station wagon that I purchased about 8 years ago as a completely disassembled car. It had been parked in 1952 in Minnesota with about 26,000 miles on it. We don't really know why, and had sat for years and years until somebody began to disassemble it to build a hot rod, and then when they had health problems, I came to be owner of the car, and it's been a slow process piecing it back together. The paint job was something I did last year before Wasion for the 2019 show. I need to get my rocker panels finished and put back together, and still need to get my gas tank and filler tube installed. Working on dual tail lights so that she's a little safer to drive on the road. My son fabricated the right side taillight bracket in his high school shop class. It's a mirror image of the one from the other side of the car. This is an example of the kind of paint job that you can do using rattle cans, Rust-Oleum spray paint in your garage if you're careful. It's not perfect, but it looks pretty good from 20 feet away. I happen to be a pastor, and I was lucky recently to find this vintage 1940s era clergy tag that pastors used to mount on the front of their cars. Looks pretty good here on a little Olie. Olie's interior includes the original upholstery seats. They're not in too bad a shape, and you can see it's a really thin leatherette material. Nothing expensive in these cars. The black rubber floor mat is something I pieced together using material bought at the local hardware store, and works pretty well. These are Olie's original gauges, cleaned up. It's got the 10-block engine, and it still generates a good 40 pounds of oil pressure. I have a separate temperature gauge down here because I haven't got the temperature gauge working yet. And here you can see the speedometer with the original, almost 21,000 miles on it. I haven't yet done the rest of the interior. The panels inside the fenders and the headliner would have been a kind of a cardboard material, and that was long gone in my car, but hope to reproduce something similar and get it put back together. So this is my Crosley CoBra, the galvanized 10-block engine in my 1948 Crosley, and we're going to be starting it up and taking it for a drive today, so we'll see how she goes. So let's go for a little Crosley ride here. Well, thanks for coming along for a ride. I hope you've enjoyed this little Crosley ride along and visit with my car, and I hope you're having a wonderful Crosley day today.